Hello everyone out there, my name is Moses Dachan. I am making this video to highlight some of the fraudulent operations of AIG, an insurance company also known as American International Group. AIG is a multinational company that provides life insurance product alongside other products. AIG also is one of those big companies that alongside with other companies led to the global economic crisis that we had in 2008 because of their careless operation and had to be bailed out. Now, simply put, life insurance it's a contract between an insured, the individual seeking coverage, and the insurer, the company that is providing the coverage, on the premise that in the event of the insured's death, the company, the insurer, is going to provide benefits, mostly in financial terms, to the beneficiary of the insured. Now, over time, life insurance policies have been improved upon and benefits have been added to them that a policy holder doesn't have to wait to die to benefit from the life insurance coverage. And some of these benefits are called riders. Now, one of the major common rider that we have today is called the living benefit rider. Now, the living benefit rider, it's an added benefit to a life insurance coverage that allows the insured to benefit from the coverage while he or she is alive if he or she meets certain criteria. Sometimes some of these criteria could be if the insured is diagnosed to have what is considered to be critical illness, chronic illness, or terminal illness. Now, this video is not designed to explain all these technicalities, but to say that there are provisions that are there in life insurance coverage that allows an individual to subscribe to and then benefit from if in the event any of those situations occurred. Now, some times ago, I happened to buy 4 life insurance policies from AIG, and one of those policies is policy number 42000999708. Now, I decide to cite this policy number so that if there's anyone out there, especially AIG rep, that has the ability to verify my claim, here is the policy number. Please feel free to check it out. Now, all these 4 policies, I also added living benefit riders to these policies. Now, as we all know, life happens to all of us. So life happened to me sometime last year, around June, July. I got diagnosed with one of those situations, colon cancer, which qualifies as a critical illness. Now, through the help of my agent, I was advised to apply for the living benefit to assist in my medical treatment. So I went ahead and applied with AIG. And of course, I expected AIG to request verification and documentation, which they did. AIG requested medical records, diagnosis, and even situations and conditions that led to the diagnosis. And all the medical practitioners that provided me medical service sent documentation as concerning my medical situation to AIG, and at the same time I uploaded copies of those documentation through the AIG portal that I had access to. And I waited, and I waited. I never had anything back from AIG, so I called. By the time I called, I was informed that the information was received, but no one was assigned to it yet. But somebody will be assigned to attend to my case. I waited, I think, over a week, and then I got an email saying someone is looking into my case and they'll get back with me. Now, by the time I got a response back from AIG, after so much nudging from a friend who happened to be an AIG agent, I added her onto my policy to assist because as at this time I was going through treatment, I didn't have time to keep following up with AIG. So I authorized her to assist, and she kept pushing almost daily, asking AIG where are they with the status of the claim, and so on and so forth. Now, finally, when AIG got back, they responded with a clear denial to my claim, citing some technicalities and going as far back as years into my medical record, considering a situation which they assume would have led to my diagnosis years after. And which, of course, I find that to be bizarre, and completely out of place, totally irreconcilable to AIG's principle. And so I decided to appeal the decision. And so after I appealed the decision for the denial of my claim, I was asked to provide additional medical records, this time around years back into my life. And I did. I was also sent an authorization documentation to sign, so it will be sent to the hospital that provided services to me so they can release my medical records. And I did. And I waited over 3 weeks, never had anything from AIG. So I called AIG to ask what is going on. And they informed me that they never got those medical records from the hospital, which is Medical City of Arlington in Texas. And I reached out to Medical City of Arlington in Texas. By this time, I was neck deep in debt. I was scraping by trying to pay out of pocket medical costs to have my services to be provided. And so I needed all the help I could get and was hoping this policy could provide a respite. So I reached out to the medical city to ask them, I signed a letter of authorization for you to release my medical records to AIG, and AIG says they never got anything from you. So what is going on? And they responded that immediately they got the request from AIG, they reached back to AIG because the request did not specify what type of medical record AIG was looking for. They also called AIG and left a message and mailed AIG with their request for AIG to specify, and they never got back from AIG. So at this point, I called AIG. I was frustrated, and I explained to AIG what the hospital says and the timestamp they shared with me as with respect to the effort they have made to reach out to AIG. And AIG never responded. And AIG was here now telling me that they never got anything from the hospital. And I got so mad about that and frustrated, and I sent an email blasting AIG, telling them from the beginning all the roadblocks they have put in my way and all the deliberate effort they have shown in their unwillingness to rise up to the occasion. It's a contract between me, the insured, and them, the insurer. I played my part. I paid my premium. I went through their medical examination before even the policy was issued. And when the policy was issued, it was issued as a preferred policy because I met all the criteria. Now that I happen to be in need for my policy to kick in, AIG is busy creating an excuse and setting up roadblocks in my way and providing all kinds of reasons not to rise up to the occasion. And so I blasted AIG, and I reached out to my agent, and my agent reached out to an individual he knows in AIG who promised to help look into it. And then I waited again, and I waited again. And so at this time around, I decided I was going to call Medical City of Arlington and get those medical records and send them myself. And that was what I did. And so by the time I got those records from Medical City of Arlington, it was 2 weeks after. And this time around, the records came electronically as encrypted message because it's considered sensitive document. However, I had access to the document and the login credentials to the encrypted message. So I shared those documents electronically. I copied my agent. I copied the lawyer, AIG lawyer. I copied the individual that is assisting me, and I copied the claim representative assigned to my case and one other individual in AIG. and I provided them with the login details to the encrypted message. And I also specifically requested at the end of my email that please respond to me. Let me know if you got my message. And I never got any response. And I waited a week after, and I sent an email to AIG requesting what happened. And my claim representative responded, oh, they were out of town. She was out of town. It was holiday. So she's just getting back to it. She will look into it and get back with me. And a week after, I never got any response. So I reached back again. Hey, I'm still waiting for your response. And this time around, she replied to my email immediately saying, oh, yes, I got your email, but the message is encrypted. I have no way of accessing it. I got so frustrated again. And I'm like, if you had read through the body of my email, you will see I provided access to the login credentials to this encrypted message. But in the first place, why did you have to wait a week? And why did you have to wait until I keep pushing, keep calling and asking what is going on? So all this through this process, AIG has demonstrated that they do not really care about you as a client, neither did they are willing to assist you where you need their assistance, or they are willing to rise up to the occasion, especially to meet up to their own part of the bargain. And so that has been my experience. And finally, the individual that was connected to me through my agent to assist responded he was going to look into it and ensure that something is done. And so I waited again through the end of last year, 2021. And first week of this year, I got an email from AIG saying they have decided to stand by their original decision to deny the claim. And that tells me that even with all the effort of asking for documentation and all the delay, AIG did nothing about it. They just decided to write me off. One, because I'm inconsequential. I do not matter. They have decided not to honor the claim, and that is what they were going to do. And as frustrating and as painful that is, I realize there is no point continuing to fight this situation. So I've decided not to fight this any longer. Nevertheless, I decide to share my experience to the world and to anyone out there who is considering any insurance product. There are many good companies out there. AIG is not one of them. If any agent offers you product from AIG, my recommendation is run away, beware. So if you find this information helpful, please give a thumbs up to this video. Thank you and God bless.